All right, this is a test, and I am live. All right, so YouTube took my channel down for a bit and gave me a warning. Effectively, don't do that again. Essentially, I was running the debate through the channel. Thank you, everyone who was joining me for that. I thought we were having a great time, but YouTube is being a Debbie Downer. One thing I want to show in this particular video, and I'm going to leave it because I want to go back to the debate myself. Bloomberg is also, empirically, a lying motherfucker. Bloomberg is making the argument that Sanders is less electable or not electable or will lose to Trump. That's what he said in the debate. He said it once before. The guy that has non-disclosure agreements hanging over his head because he was effectively sexually abusive or at the very least horrible to women at work. The guy who was viciously racist, arguing that blacks are the sole source of crime. Oh, I'm sorry, 90% of the crime. And so if you put cops, that's the only place you need to put cops. Effectively racial profiling. And then lied about it on the debate stage that it dropped by 95% and that he was somehow the mover and shaker behind it dropping. It dropped because of a judge putting court orders on him to force him to drop it. And it didn't drop by 90%. That lying oligarch also said this.
There was a guy, Bernie Sanders, who would have beaten Donald Trump. The polls show he would have walked away with it.
Yeah. Bloomberg's issue is not that Sanders would lose to Trump. Bloomberg's issue is that Sanders would beat Trump. He strongly suspects it. And the reason he is in this race is to either destroy the party, in which case destroy any notion of the Democrat running against Trump, in which case it saves Sanders from taking over the Democratic Party, implementing policies that will be against his own personal best interests, or winning outright, meaning kneecapping Sanders in and of itself. My point is, this issue for Bloomberg is not that Sanders would lose, it is that Sanders would win, and that Sanders would get in office and implement the various policies that would tax the shit out of Bloomberg himself. Bloomberg could spend $2 billion in this race, and it would be a cheaper investment than what would take place if Sanders wins. That's the context. This has everything to do with class and the Democratic Party no longer being able to support the billionaire class. Meaning the billionaire class has to get into electoral politics themselves in order to ensure that things remain as they are. Bloomberg's issue, again, it's not that Sanders would lose. Bloomberg's issue is that he knows Sanders would win.
There was a guy, Bernie Sanders, who would have beaten Donald Trump. The polls show he would have walked away with it. There was a guy, Bernie Sanders, who would have beaten Donald Trump. The polls show he would have walked away with it. There was a guy, Bernie Sanders, who would have beaten Donald Trump. The polls show he would have walked away with it.
It's amazing how easy they lie. Like, share.